Inner necessity. I found that this was for me really, really driven by the music. There was enough going on. I mean, there was a lot going on visually, but there was enough fluidity in how the shapes and colors morphed from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, from, lines and more, kind of structured or sharper objects to things that were more fluid to back to designs and patterns and different shapes, and the colors rotated enough that visually I was like, it was very meditative almost. And then it kind of just allowed my mind to drift while I focused on the music, because like I said, for me this was really driven by the music. And so by having something, it was kind of like the equivalent, for me, this might sound a little weird, it was the equivalent of like watching a lava lamp, which is something that I may or may not have done in my youth when I couldn't focus on anything, but I could stare at a lava lamp and that was entertaining as shit for me. So for me, the visuals kind of presented something like that, where it was enough to engage my brain and enough to give me something to kind of focus on and track, but it let everything else kind of fade away, and then I could focus on the music, which for me is what was the driving force behind all of this.
I really like Inner Necessity. Um, I thought it was a vibe. When I say I was entranced, like as far as like pretty colors, pretty patterns that hold your attention. What more can you ask for? I'm a simple creature. Um, um, I was gonna say if whoever made this, I could see them going crazy if you let them design loading screens, like for video games or whatever. Yep. Or also screensavers, like saver animations, uh for like Windows or whatever. Somebody's got a gift. Whoever made this has a gift. Um, so use it. Go forth and prosper. Great job.
Inner Necessity is this abstract experimental film that has great visualizations that showcase different unique approaches to this type of medium of art as we are going through these different visualizations. The music really carries us into this relaxing trance of a place that we get to sort of sit with ourselves for a matter of 10 minutes and, possibly reflect on those necessities that we often, go underappreciated almost.
Inner necessity. This was really trippy. I mean, I liked the CG that the filmmakers put in this. I think some of it was a little bit more polished than others, but it was still good. I liked the music. Musically, though, I wanted it to go someplace away from the MIDI tones, like adding some drums or some guitar, even strings. A string section would have gone really, really nicely overlaid over that MIDI. But yeah, I thought that this was really interesting. Cool.